Good evening and welcome to Newton Talk. My name is Jackie Morrissey, and tonight we have a new candidate running for school committee, running against an incumbent, Mr. Dan Proskauer. Is that how you pronounce it?
Absolutely.
You've been on the show before.
I was on once before. I had such a good time. I had to come back. Thanks for having me back.
Yes, I appreciate you coming back. But I got a lot more information I want to talk to you about, and some of it is upsetting. I'm talking about MCAS.
MCAS, yeah.
Yeah. And now you tell me that you got it on your website.
I do. I have some information about MCAS on my website.
I think it's important that people look at his website. Is it up there? And check out the information that we're going to talk about tonight. So how have you been?
I've been well. I've been very busy. It's tough running a campaign. I'm primarily on my own, and my family's helping, and I've got obviously other folks helping, but it's a lot of work. It's been very rewarding. I've met a lot of great people.
You like it?
I do. I like it. I don't think I would want to do it all the time.
You're not a politician.
I'm not a politician. I have a full-time job, and that and my family were already keeping me busy. So adding this on top is.
What do you do for work, Dan?
I work in healthcare IT. So I'm a software engineer, and I've been working in the software engineering industry all my career, and I've moved into executive leadership. So I'm a vice president at a company called Ingenix. Ingenix. So we work on healthcare IT, working on a lot of the analytics and intelligence behind the healthcare system that Obama and the Healthcare Reform Act are looking for.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I remember the last time you were here, you mentioned that you're a troubleshooter. You look for problems in the system of medicine and whatnot. Is that what you do?
Sure. Yeah. We look for problems in our products. Our products help hospitals, help health plans, help doctors do a better job. And of course, as a leader of an organization, I'm always looking for problems, and I'm looking for solutions. So just pointing out problems doesn't do any good. You have to see the solution, and you have to know how to lead the team constructively to the conclusion and to solve the problem. And that's a skill that takes a long time to
say that again. I want our listeners to hear what you just said.
Okay.
What's the formula?
The formula is to see the problem, investigate the problem, and understand the problem, find the solution, and lead the team through the process of achieving that solution.
And that's what you do?
That's what I do.
And you bring that talent and those expertise to the schools?
Yes.
The school committee?
Yeah, and I focus both at the organizational and people level and at the actual data, dealing with what the problem is. And you have to have both. You can be the nicest guy in the world or nicest gal in the world, and if you can't actually understand what the problem really is all about, you're not going to come to a good solution. And if you know exactly what the solution is, but you can't lead people, and you can't work with people, and you can't build consensus, then you'll never get to the solution either.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. This is the kind of people we need on the school committee. I mean that. Matter of fact, this is the kind of people we need in government. More of your type, believe me. Let me ask you, I want to bring this to our attention of our viewers that in today's tab, you've got an op-ed piece here.
I do, thank you.
Very interesting. And right beside you is your opponent. He's an independent. He's an independent voice. I don't know what that means, but what type of voice would you be?
Well, I can tell you that I struggle with the independent voice. I've had some debates with Jonathan, and I've had some discussions with Jonathan. He's a very nice guy. I enjoy talking to him. I enjoy spending time with him. I struggle with the independent voice position that he's taking. He's been on the school committee for 4 years. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know this, but in Jonathan's first term on the school committee, he voted along the lines of the group in the school committee every single vote.
Yeah.
So I think there was 129 votes in 2 years, and he was in opposition never.
Well, 2 years, when he first ran, he had no campaign. He was just picked to run as part of the team, their team.
Right. So I don't know how you can be part of the team and independent at the same time. Yeah. It's possible, but I can tell you that I'm coming from my own self. So.
Well, this is the team that is responsible for the MCAS scores in Newton. And I just want to give you a couple of schools that really concern me because I have family in these schools. For example, Cabot School is 66th in the state in math and 96th in the state in English.
And that was 2008, I think, right?
2008, yes. Yeah. They went from 17 to 100 and, what is this, how do you read this? 170 in the state.
So they've declined.
They've declined.
They've declined consistently, I think, at Cabot. And, well, you know...
Cabot and Lincoln Elliott is a disaster. The people in Lincoln Elliott School should be up in arms as they went from 22nd in the state to 422 in the state in a couple of years' time. And Cabot, Ward School is very, very good. Excellent. Yes. Ward is number 1 in the state. Doesn't make sense. How can we have 2 schools that are 422nd in the state and Ward number 1? The Memorial School is 600 out of 637 schools. There are 209 in English and 128 in math. This is Newton. This doesn't speak well for your opponent and his independent voice. That's my saying.
That's your saying.
Okay, you're not saying that. I'm saying that. And by the way, Williams School, another one where his kids go to school. By the way, it's in his neighborhood. They're 76th in the state in math and 69th in English in the state. This is Newton. I'll tell you something right now. There's a lot of problems in the Newton schools, and they've been getting away with it for a lot of years. Now, in your article, you mentioned where we were at one time.
Yep.
Where were we?
Well, in 1964, I think was the quote I used from a Time magazine article, we were described as probably the most innovative education in the country. And we were actively working with research universities, and people were coming to tour and find out how Newton was doing it. And it was very exciting. And it wasn't all about academics. It wasn't all about extracurricular activities. It was the mix. It was, you know, the balance of what you need for fine academics that, you know, challenges the kids that are ready for the challenge and supports the kids that need the support, and has a broad range of programs, because that is something that we cherish, you know, art, music, PE. I mean, we need the full range of programs. We can't focus only on MCAS. We can't focus only on, you know, anything. We have to focus on
the
it all.
focus on MCAS has been a disaster.
You know, and so my concern about those MCAS scores is, why is there so much inconsistency between schools, and why do we not hear about it? Why do we not know what is the corrective action plan for the schools that need it? And, you know, why do we talk always about equity between the schools when we obviously don't have equity between the schools? Maybe we should be, you know, finding out what is making one school able to succeed and bringing that to the other schools. Having the principals from the schools that are perhaps declining, you know, get them together with the principals from the schools that are going up and compare. What are we doing differently? How can we learn from each other?